are. We're back. It's Wednesday again. Where the hell is my life? It's like, I enjoy a week of golf. I'm like, that was really fun because I'm a sweaty tryhard that likes the Honda. And then I'm like, you know what? I got no golf for a while, and here we are. It's already Wednesday, and now it's time to go again with even better field. Although I'll be the first to admit, I kind of like the slimy fields more, but I know the people like the big fields with the big names, okay? But I like playing $10,000 Chris Kirk and, not playing him and losing money. What's up, new guy? I'm the Degenerate 75. I am a PGA DFS content creator who was trying to do DFS content in a slightly different way by being somewhat sharp. Some have called me that, at least two of my friends and my mom, and also being at least slightly entertaining. If nothing else, you'll be shaking your head for the next hour. I promise you that, you motherfather. And if you like the cut of my jib, I encourage you to hang around because I do this every Wednesday night, 7 p.m., Lord's time zone. Always be here. And if you make your lineups before you watch this stream, you're a donkey dick. That's why you always lose. That and DFS be hard as shit. There is that little caveat too. But you also need to know that the real edge at PGA DFS is a little thing called Showdown that DraftKings and 99% of the public likes to act like doesn't exist. And that's why I do the Showdown Hoedown every Friday and Saturday night, round 3 and round 4. And let me just go ahead and tell you, if you're tired of playing week-long classic or AKA kicking the nuts, I'm telling you, just come try out week-long. It may change your perspective, brother. Without further ado, we got lots to cover tonight, but before we get there, let's just go ahead and know I do drawings every week because last time I checked, hey, am I a fucking poor? No, I'm not. So I do a drawing every week. This week it's sponsored by my dude, Fire Medic 1987. He's either really old or just middle-aged, depending on if that was the year he was born or if that's the year he graduated college. He is sponsoring the giveaway today. Hit some good lineups last week. Wanted to help grow the brand, so we will be giving 2 tickets away tonight on him that you will play with me. We will build tonight, so be over here, throw a question mark in the chat. If you do and you win it, we'll make a lineup tonight because, I ain't got shit else to do. From there, here's my weekly collage. If you don't know, I got quite the sweaty community. And I was just going to, hey, we had a good week. I was going to do this. But I said, you know what? Every week's a good week. And I want to celebrate people hitting. You know what you won't see? Any prize shaming. If it's good enough for you to be happy about, some of these guys play like $2 a week. So when you hit $50, that's a shit ton of money. I don't ever hit 25x my money. And so we celebrated, as you can see, my dude Texas Rockstar hitting 10K last week. AD Smith's always hitting it. Slav, Ty Sly, Mike Stack, Hungy, CM, Nung. Ian, look at that badass avatar there from Ian. Yeah, I make custom avatars for my people. We're just, you know what? We try a little bit harder. Me and the editor, we try a little bit harder than the other sites, okay? If you want to call me a tryhard, trust me. I've been called worse things by better. All right, before we get started, I have one simple question for you. New guy. Here it is. It's very simple. Straight to the point. Have you made your lineups yet? You have! Damn it! Every week! These fucking new guys this year, I swear. Oh, by the way, you should know, I have a problem cussing. And I think I just remembered that I forgot to put it up there. Did I forget to put it up there? Oh, damn it. You stupid MFer. I knew I'd forget something. I ran through it all. I have a problem saying F. You're probably wondering what that F counter is above my head after I've already smashed my own line. By the way, you shouldn't make your lines for this. I'm sorry. I'm befuddled right now. But I have a problem saying fuck, so every time I say it, I will put $1 in the fuck jar at the end. You will be in a drawing to play me heads up. Who did I play last week? My dude, J-Rex. Paulie, or Teddy, what do you think?
Pay that man his
money.
money.
I will not pay J-Rex that money. I spotted him, Eric Cole, and still beat him. We're back on a hot streak. We've won 2 in a row by doing this simple thing called play the guys that I normally play instead of just all the guys I hate. Now we're back on a winning streak. I will say fuck forever. Deal with it, Mom. Okay, new guy. I'm gonna let this one slide because I fucked up my own show. Let's talk contest selection. It's the first place you should always start. And the problem is I can't show you all the contests because of this little thing called I had to go reserve all my lineups because DraftKings never understands how much people want to play PGA DFS. Get it together, you donkey dicks. Now, I am in a lot of contests. So the $100, $200 single entry, the $254 max, which is new. But look at this. They have it up again, but look at this one. Now they're offering you 50 Rainmaker packs. It was so popular and it filled so quickly. They put this $250 4 max up again, and it's almost about to fill again. But wait, do I not get my 50 Rainmakers because I signed up for the original? That's some BS if that's the case. This is what I'm talking about. Why did it fill so quickly? I wonder if it's because, it's a really good balanced payout structure without too many people in it. You know, what people want. okay, instead of stupid lotteries. That is why this filled so quickly. If they would make contests like this, or like my 18 max $10, all of them would fill this quickly. But you know what? Why do that when you could go make the big $20 $1 million bucks and also make that too small? As you can see, they already have the secondary up for 80,000. So the big $20, honestly, this week, normally I shit on the big lottery contest where there's 60,000 people in it, but honestly, this week, with only a quarter of the money going to first, I don't love it. I think there's a million better contests to play in it, but at least if you play in it this week, it's not that ridiculous 28 or 33% to first, which is Polly tell him.
Get the fuck out of here.
Absolutely. So, and no, there's no F counter for Polly. Quit asking, guy in the corner. Other contests. The 555 is already filled, of course. The Fantasy Golf World Championship tickets are out there. They're really good, but just know this, new guy. You need to know this. Those tickets are amazing. They will possibly get you the best experience of your life. But just know, if you already feel like you're burning through too much money on DraftKings playing week-long fantasy golf, the last thing you want to do is go play in satellites, because those will roast through your money. And then let's just say you fucking find a shamrock up your ass and you actually win one. That money's being held in escrow until August. Okay, so you're going to go without that money for a very long time. Just know that, new guy. The contest that you should always play in, well, look, they already have the secondary of my 18 max $10 up, so that's popular. You can always go hop in that. As always, here's the rule that you want to know, new guy. Okay, I know I'm getting a lot of new people. It's the API, word spreading about that guy that says mother father too much. And here's what you want to know. Single entries and 3 maxes are the place to be. For numerous reasons. A, it's easy for you to max enter them, right? And a single entry, I believe, if you just put one lineup in it, you're max entered. So now you have the exact same amount of lineups as me or whoever you think is a really good player. So they don't have leverage on you because they're playing 150 lineups and you're playing 1, right? So there's that. Number 2 is the player pool, or the contest itself tends to be smaller. Usually you only have to beat a few hundred or maybe a few thousand people to win it. Those are really achievable goals. When there's 60,000 people in a contest, let me go ahead and tell you how this story ends. You ain't gonna win. All right, there you go. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. You'll probably live 200 lifetimes before you win one of those. So why you want to play in single entry and 3 maxes is because you're not out leveraged, the contest sizes tend to be more manageable, and the payout structures tend to be better. But as a general rule, if you want to build more than 1 or 3 lineups, I get it. Check out 20 maxes, stuff like that. Always try to stay in contests where you can max enter it, and then you are not giving up leverage to other people who have way more lineups than you, and they know what they're doing. So just don't do that. That's the general rule. Sadly, not a lot of new contests to talk about this week. I do love that 4 max 250, but I know that's out of the range of a lot of you. The $1 20 max, the $3 20 max, my secondary $10 18 max, these are all the nuts, man. $5 double ups, or not the $5 double, the $5 single entry, the $12 single entry, the $33 single entry. Those are the nuts. If you want to practice doing MME, mass multi-entering, please go try out the 50 cent. You can for $75 put 150 lineups in there, and you need that practice before you start doing it for hundreds or thousands of dollars, because you have to balance your player pool. A lot of people think, oh, I did 150 lineups. He just plays every person in the field. Not if he's a winning player, he doesn't. You have to learn how to get a consolidated player pool, get the proper exposures, make sure you're getting guys from different ranges, making sure they mesh well together based on the size of your player pool, and then you construct 150 lineups. It really is truly an art, okay? And you got to learn that art, and the best thing to do would be to do it in a 50 cent where you're not going broke every week trying to do it. All right, that's contest selection, but of course the best contest you can play in is mine. Come jump in it, man. It's completely free, no strings attached. Just hit it. Just trying to build a community. The big guy's trying to do something a little bit different. You get in there, you win, you get a ticket with me next week, and a free week on my Discord/website. And second place also gets a week on there. Here's the winners from last week. I should start shouting these guys out. By the way, the winner, flying the flag. Don't hate it, Bob. He hasn't reached out to me yet, so reach out to me, guys. I don't got time to find you, but I'll never blow you off. Reach out to me, okay? What do we got going here? I just have another tab open. Big guy is struggling tonight. You could tell this went right up to the line. And now I've already spoiled my next thing. What is this, amateur hour? Golly. All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, new guy. Another question, okay? I'm gonna pump the brakes a little bit. I'm getting carried away. Let me get a quick sip of Perrier. What's the first thing we always check? New guy. The most important thing that affects PGA DFS scoring. What is it? Okay, I was looking for wind, but I'll accept weather. Okay, I'm being nice. I'm in a good mood. I'm the one screwing it up. And just so you know, new guy, I am a filthy, filthy rich man. I can afford the $18 a year for the yearly annual subscription to windy.com. And if you're like, well, I like Windfinder. Well, first of all, dumbass, it's the same thing. Windfinder's just pulling one of those 6 towers. You see these 6 towers right here over my shoulder? That's the 6 projections that everybody uses. One of those 6 is going to be right. Well, that's actually not true. But one of those 6 is going to be what Windfinder uses, okay? If you don't know, they are down here in Southwest Orlando. They are by Lake Tibet, which weirdly enough, a lot of monks running around. That's the word going around. A lot of monks at the course this week, so be careful with that. And you can just go drop the pin wherever you want. You can see what the wind is. And as you can see right down here, it has all 6 of the different projections. So let's look at them and let's talk, because wind this week is going to be, I think it's the most important thing. You know, you've got, you're like, oh, I like this guy. But like, if I told you that you like this guy and this guy is going to be playing a course that's 2 shots easier and you don't like him as much, but I promise you he was going to be on a different course that's way easier, would you not play that guy? Because let me tell you a little secret, dude. Your picks suck. The guy that you buy picks from, he sucks. My picks suck. Everybody's picks suck. So just play the game. That's my general thesis, new guy. And what we have this week is quite the conundrum. And I've done a lot of research. Me and Zach did a lot of sweaty research to try to give you some real numbers today about how wind affects this course. And the first thing you need to know is look at Thursday. It's right here over my right shoulder. You see down here, all 6 projections agree that tomorrow morning is definitely going to be the best conditions that we will see these 2 days. And I hope you're saying to yourself, hey, I watched your stream last week and you told me to play those guys Friday morning. The guys that were going to be out there in the AM Friday. And why did I say to do that? Because I said that's when the course will be gettable. And was I right? Yes. Chris Kirk went and shot. What did he shoot? A -7 or -8 Friday morning? He was a nothing burger until he had that round Friday morning. He got the course when it was gettable. And I think that the only time this course is going to be quote-unquote gettable is going to be tomorrow morning. So you're probably thinking to yourself, man, I really want to play AM guys because, you know, they're going to go out there and they're going to get it. Scotty's going to go shoot a -5. Will Zalatoris is going to be -6. It's going to be awesome. But you got to remember that there's 2 big problems with that. A, this ain't the Honda, brother. This is a different course. And I would make the argument that this course is never gettable, okay? This course is survivable. Is that a word? Survivable? There we go. I like that one better. And so when you do that, you got to consider this ain't last week's course, and maybe it can't be got, right? Maybe this is a course that like just -2 is just always a good round. But the other part that is even more important is if you play Thursday AM, new guy, when do you play your second round? Okay, that's not correct. You play it on Friday afternoon. And so it's doing the stupid spinny thing, scaring me again over here. When you play Friday afternoon, if you played Thursday morning, look at this over here. It's not good, Bob. It's not good. I mean, when I say not good, I mean you're going to get your ass blown off the course. There's going to be a good chance that you're going to see Matthew Fitzpatrick, and he's going to be like a tumbleweed in the old Westerns. That's just going to be him going down like the 5th fairway. Okay, just a gust of wind, he's gone. I don't know. I've been picking on Matt a lot today. I called him the giraffe from Toys R Us earlier, and now I'm talking about how a gust of wind will blow him down the fairway. Unfair. All right. So if you can't tell, Friday, let me zoom this over so my big-ass shoulder ain't in the way. Friday, you can see, all of them agree that it is going to be brutal Friday afternoon. I mean brutal. To the point that, like, maybe it'll blow so hard that, like, they'll, like, let him off the course. Maybe Justin Rose will throw another bitch fit and they'll, like, delay play. But I don't think that's the case because if you can't tell, Saturday's going to be windy as shit, too. And if they start delaying shit Friday, when are they going to get this tournament done? There are no thunderstorms in there, so I am not planning on there being any delays. I think they're going to play through it, and I think Friday afternoon is going to be brutal. I would guess something like to the point of like legit 3 to 4 over par will be the average score out there Friday afternoon. Because what I really found when doing my research is, you know what affects scoring at this course even more than wind? Baked out courses. And it is going to be in the upper 80s and almost to 90 degrees both Thursday and Friday afternoon, and that is what bakes this course out. And when this course gets crusty, and now they've grown up the greens where you used to the rough where you used to have runoffs, this course is going to get nasty, and it is going to, I mean, it's going to make, I think it might make the U.S. Open blush come Friday afternoon. And so you got to remember that, yes, your guy might go get it Thursday morning, but he's going to get his ass handed to him Friday afternoon. So that is option number 1. Option number 2 is this. Thursday afternoon is definitely going to be blowing more, and it'll be crustier than it is Thursday morning. I would bet that there is a good full stroke difference between the AM guys tomorrow and the PM guys tomorrow for Thursday. But the flip side of that is, if you play Thursday afternoon, now you get to go play Friday morning. And don't get it twisted. Friday morning is no walk in the park, okay? It is not going to be easy. There are going to be tough conditions all day Friday. But at least you're going to be on a softer course. At least when those winds are blowing, which will be blowing less Friday morning than Friday afternoon. At least when you're doing that, you're not doing it on a baked-out course. Because winds in a baked-out course equals kicking the nuts, okay? Which we're all playing this week. So that is the decision you have to make. All right. To me, the real answer is just go fucking play Showdown. That's the real answer. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. But we're here for week long. I get it. I want to play week long. I said, you know what? I'm sitting out week long this week. I'm not going to play. And then here I am. It's Wednesday night, and I'm like $3,000 into it. And I'm like, okay, so much for taking the week off, dipshit. Because I see those prices too. And the big guy, what the fuck? What was that? And the big guy wants that too. I swear to God, something just fell. Okay. All right. So what to do? I think that there's one of two ways to go about this, and only you can make this decision. Numero uno is you say, I want to get guys that go out there and get the course Thursday morning. It can be got, and if my guy can go shoot a -4, he'll just go survive Friday afternoon. And I think that is a valid argument, and that was the best play last week at the Honda, right? But the other one would be, this course is so tough, I don't ever want my guys to be out there when they're truly getting their nuts kicked in. And if that is the school of thought you want, you're definitely going to want to play PM and AM guys over AM, PM guys. But what I have found, and this is the most important thing, so please hear me on this, is that the winner of this tournament there's been a distinct wave edge 3 years in a row at this tournament. We went and looked at it. We're talking over a shot, or near or over a shot 3 years in a row. And the winner of the tournament came from the bad side 2 of those 3 years. So clearly being from the bad side is not a prerequisite to win. What I really found is that good players, it doesn't matter what fucking wave they came from. They're going to do well because they're good players. But what you really want to remember when you're making your lineups this week is if you think one of these waves is going to shoot, a half shot, full shot, stroke and a half different than the other wave, where you really want to consider that is when you're picking your marginal players. Guys that tend to be $7,500 or cheaper. Those are the guys that are much more affected by tough courses. Okay, let's say Rory's on the bad draw. Rory's an incredible golfer. He is a fucking loser. He is, but he's an incredible golfer, and he can overcome that, right? Jon Rahm can be on the bad wave and can overcome that. It does not affect the top-end elite golfers like it does the marginal players. So if you have a strong take on which wave you like, either the AM-PM guys or the PM-AM guys, I think you really want to use that when making your decisions on the more marginal players, $7,500 and below. Those are the guys that are much more affected by a tougher course than the studs are. That was what me and Zach's research found out today, okay? It's actually quite amazing that even when there was a distinct wave edge, the cut was almost 50-50 from both waves. The top 20 was almost 50-50 from both waves, and the top 10 was almost 50-50 from both waves. And then, weirdly enough, 2 of the 3 winners were from the bad wave. So what are you going to draw from, right? Even when you pick the right wave, that doesn't guarantee you success. But what it does tell me is that you got to stay away from the slapdicks who are on the bad side of the wave. That's my opinion, Bob. Do with it what you will. Win Finder, should we look at it? No one gives a shit. They're just pulling the same towers we already looked at, and we've already established that. Hey, after this, I got to go make 1,000,000 lineups. Thank God I already have all my ownership and projected loaded right here on the solver, the best optimizer out there. You need to know something, new guy. You might use a lineup generator. That's where you just give it some players and it just randomly tosses them together and whatever will fit. An optimizer takes the best versions of your player pool and puts those together based on the projections and gives you the best versions of your player pool, because it doesn't matter how good your player pool is if you can't build the best versions of it. The best selling point I can give you is an optimizer is not you and it is not me. It does not have these biases. It doesn't care that you have those couple ugly players in your player pool. It will put them together and it don't give a shit. Okay, it's just putting together the best versions of your lineup. I love it. I don't know how you can make more than 20 lineups per slate and not use this. It is the best optimizer out there. These things usually cost over $100 a month. $25 is how much this will cost you. Make sure to use my landing page. You see that showdown hoedown symbol up there? I don't shill shit. I shill 2 things: cut sweats and the solver. Because if I don't use it, I'm not gonna promote your shit. But I use this literally every slate, and I swear by it. It is the best out there. Make sure to use my landing page, and when you do that, it will come with all my projections for round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, and of course week long, aka kicking the nuts. I'm trying to officially get that changed. DK has not responded to numerous emails about it. So that's what you need to do. Check it out. It's growing like wildfire. Everybody that uses why have I not been using this? And I'm like, hey, brother, I asked the same question. Okay. Let's get to the thing that I am probably most noted for, being an asshole. No, ownership. It's ownership, my fault. And let's talk about it. First of all, let's start by where we always talk. If you don't know, new guy, I'm a big believer in chalk. Not just chalk, but there's this thing called donkey chalk. And we don't play donkey chalk, except when we do. And we are tracking it because maybe there is a point that the chalk always gets there. I hate PGA because the chalk always gets there. Okay, well, we're going to track it. Let's look at it objectively and not off of your feelings because you're tilted because you lost your $100 this week that you put in the bad tournaments, okay? 2 weeks in a row, the donkey chalk has got owned, right? I will fully admit I played 100% Sung J M last week, and I am disgusted with myself. I played it like a pussy, and I got what I deserved, okay? He was a terrible play. You should basically never play anybody at 40% in week-long ever. It was a bad play. I will own it. It was a bad play. When your brand is fuck donkey chalk, you shouldn't go play Sung J M. He didn't do very well. You could have played Shane Lowry with T5, or this guy named Chris Kirk. How did Chris Kirk do last week? Can't remember. Seemed like he did solid, though. Instead of Denny McCarthy, how'd that treat you? 20% on Denny McCarthy. Is he becoming the new Hobbit? Is he Pip? We have another Hobbit. He's Pip. All right, he's not Frodo. You could have played Billy Horschel or Taylor Pendrith. Not that either of those guys were great, but they were a lot better than Denny McCarthy. And then, of course, Podrick Harrington, which was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Right? Like, what? He had no chance of finishing in the top 20. People are like, I got to get Podrick in there. I heard him on this show. Okay, whatever. Ben Taylor, you could have played him at the $100 cheaper and got a T5. Might have helped your lineup, huh? And you also could have played Adam Long, who decided, hey, instead of making the cut, why don't I just hit every ball in the water? And I got to tell you, Adam had a goal, and the motherfather reached it. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap and say, you know what? He reached his goals. So where's all this chalk getting us? Well, let me just go ahead and tell you, Bob, it's getting pretty close to 50-50. If you add all these numbers up over here, it is up to 55 to 45. You're like, oh, so the chalk does get there more. Okay, yes. But if you're getting 3 times the ownership advantage and it's basically 50-50, what are we doing? What are we doing? So just know, all you chalk donkeys, maybe you're doing something wrong here. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. And this leads me to the point that I want to talk about. This guy right here, Tiger Policy, disclaimer, he is my Twitter buddy, okay? But I will tell you, I think that he is the best week-long PGA DFS player in the world. That's my opinion. I know, and I know a lot of the top players. I'm probably pissing him off by saying that. But I'm probably a little biased because I like the way he plays, right? His goal, he tweeted out 2 weeks ago, hey, I avoided, I think it was like the top 11 or top 13 most owned players. And he did that in the 3180, right? That's $3,000 lineup, and he purposely avoided all the chalk. This last week, he purposely avoided all the chalk. Look, there's not one chalk donkey in that entire lineup. And he finished second in the pitch and putt. Not to mention, I believe he had 5 lineups in the top 23 because he plays the long game. He understands that when tons and tons of people play chalk, there's going to be 3-4 weeks a year where the chalk all blows up, just like last week. And if you go play the pivots off of those chalks and you do that every week and you play that long game, it will get there. He didn't go full bitch mode like I did and give in and say, well, this 1 week I'll play Sung Jae because I'm too scared. He doesn't do it. He plays the long game. And that's why he won something like $750,000 in over like 3 weeks last year. And clearly he's up again this year. This isn't a guy playing $50,000 in lineups every week, so when he hits 100,000, it buys him a week, right? He's not one of those guys. He plays a lot, yes, but like these hits, this dude's winning. He is. I'm just telling you, he is unbelievable. He plays the long game. He is so good at it, and this is proof that if you truly buy into the play the leverage game in the long run, it will pay dividends. You just got to be dedicated to it, and you have to never have FOMO, fear of missing out. All right, ownership, as you can tell, the big guy's still number one. I'll always be number one. I got a pretty big lead on everybody. There's some other good ones, but you know what? I don't care about them. All right, let's talk about it. Here are your 10 most owned players with 2 honorable mentions. Anytime you see an honorable mention, you'd be like, something's going on here. Something's going on. All right. Let's get to it. Rory McIlroy is coming in as my highest owned player this week, and it ain't even particularly close. It makes a lot of sense. He is very fairly priced at $10,600. You get a $900 discount from Rom to Rory. That's nice. He has immaculate course history. He has good form, right? I mean, the last 2 tournaments out, he's kind of spun his wheels, but generally speaking, he's everything you want. And so because of that, he is coming in at 25%, which is a noticeable increase from Scheffler and Rahm right above him, and it's definitely a big increase of Homa right below him. And so when you have a guy that is noticeably higher than everybody else around him, right? He leaves me no choice. And there's the whole middle ground where he's a fucking loser. There's that part too. Rory, I hate to say it, buddy, the man's donkey chalk, and we don't play donkey chalk except when we do guy in the corner and guy in the back of the room. We don't play donkey chalk, and Rory is some gross ass donkey chalk. Forgot my own. This has been a rough show. I got tilted early on when I forgot to have my tab up after I triple checked everything. Rory, and now my vocal cords hurt. I got to get a drink after yelling that with no donkey. All right, number 2, Terrell Hatton is underpriced this week. $8,300 is ridiculous. I said this guy needs to be $9,000. He has tremendous course history here. He's won this tournament. He is in good form, and people love to play Tyrrell Hatton at hard courses. He's literally every check mark you could want. 22%, when there are literally guys around him, 1/3 his ownership, Bob. I mean, you know what's coming here, right? Tyrrell Hatton, the man is Donkey Chalk, and we don't play it. We don't play it, do we, guys? We don't play Donkey Chalk. We don't. Okay, sometimes we do, but not usually. All right, Patrick Cantlay, Xander Schauffele, both of these guys they're in an island, right? That low 9K range is going to be very popular this week. Don't get it twisted, Bob. Matter of fact, I think you can go ahead and throw Will Zalatoris into that too. Even Colin Morikawa you can throw in there. All these guys are a little highly owned, 18, 19%, right? But because they're not out of line with the guys next to them, I don't think they're that bad. I would caution you, I don't love playing all these guys in the same player pool, but if you want to go pick one or two of them and mix them in and make sure you're playing 2x whatever their projected ownership is, I think that's the way to do it, man. If you love these guys, don't get off of them. Just know that they're kind of, they're chalk, right? Pump the brakes just a little bit, right? I'm going to go ahead and just throw Morikawa in there. He's in that same thing, all right? You gotta add it too. All right, John Rahm, if you don't know, John Rahm and Scotty Scheffler, same color. Look, they're the fact that John Rahm's 18% based on this run he's on makes me think I'm living in the Matrix. Okay, what are we doing? Like, I get that he's pretty pricey. 11.5 is steep, right? We're not used to getting up into the mid 11s. But like, are we convinced he's not just going to win like 6 out of the next 7 tournaments? Do we know that for sure? I mean, I heard a thing that he wasn't hitting it well on the range today. Well, I was gonna fade him till I heard that. Give me any reason to get John Rahm pissed off. Hard courses, long hard courses, he is the nuts. He plays well at them. So the fact that you can play John Rahm at 18%, if you like John Rahm this week or Scotty Scheffler, I think you should be like tickled pink that you're going to get to play these guys at 17%. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous that these guys are that low owned when they have that much win equity, okay? I'm not telling you to play them. I'm just saying if you are, I don't even call that chalk. Some people are like, that's over 15%, that's chalk. Well, no, dumbass. That just means that they're the most expensive players and they naturally get ownership. They are the furthest thing from chalk, okay? Keith Mitchell. I've got him coming in at 17%, and he might even get steamed up to 18, 19, who knows, all right? I've seen some projections, and the projections like, my projection's like Keith Mitchell. Okay, whatever. Keith Mitchell he is literally twice the ownership of Sam Burns. What do we do? He's 3 times the ownership of Tigala. You are going to tell me that Keith Mitchell is twice as good as Sam Burns? That he's 3 times as good as Tigala? Polly, tell him.
Get the fuck
Get out of here. If you can't see this coming, Keith Mitchell might be the worst Donkey Chalk I've ever seen in my life. The man is Donkey Chalk. We don't play Donkey Chalk, especially when it's Keith Mitchell. Get the fuck out of here. Tell him.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, here we go. Jason Day, 8,500. I'll be the first to tell you, I want to play Jason Day. This is why I say we don't play Donkey Chalk except when we do, because Jason Day is a dude that I love this week. I had him targeted. I want to play him. He plays long, hard courses. He seems like he can putt again. He could never do bad, or he could. But in the meantime, there's Donkey Chalk. And we might play that Donkey Chalk. We might play it. Okay? We might play it. That, to me, is not as gross as Keith Mitchell. I will tell you that. The Keith Mitchell Chalk, that's like the Podrick Arrington Chalk last week. Pump the brakes, bro. Pump the brakes with your T67. All right, Keegan Bradley. This one really tested me. Keegan at 7,600. He was bailed out that there was a couple high-owned guys right around him, but generally speaking, he is right on the cusp of being Donkey Chalk. But I'm going to give the man a break. I'm just going to call him And I already know what all the people from my Discord are going to say. I've had some time to think about this one. I gave Tommy Donkey Chalk earlier, okay? But maybe this is because I want to play him, and I love Tommy at long, hard courses, and I can't let him go, okay? I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to give him, he's somewhere between Donkey Chalk and Air Chalk, so let's try doing this. There you go. That's what he is. He's a donkey. All right, that's what he is. And that is your top 12 most owned. Actually, it's your top 10 most owned and 2 honorable mentions. Please hear me and hear me on this clear as I continue to grow. More people spread bullshit about me and don't understand what I'm saying. Am I telling you not to play Donkey Chalk? No. Okay. Kobe is telling you that. I am not. Kobe is the Tiger Paul guy we just talked about. What I am telling you is if you're going to play Donkey Chalk, just be aware of what it does to your lineups. When you play chalky pieces in your lineup, that's okay. They can do well. But the key is you don't want to be putting 4, 5 chalky pieces in a lineup together because you're going to end up with 1v1s versus thousands of people. I already know tomorrow that some of this optimizer simulator guys, there's going to be 100 people that are going to end the same stupid lineup tomorrow, okay? And what they don't know is that lineup is literally dead the tournament starts. It has no chance of winning. If you don't believe me, tell me the last time you ever saw a dupe win the pitch and putt. Exactly. It doesn't happen. They're dead. It's not going to win. You got to differentiate some places. If you want to play Rory, play Rory. I get it. I do. I get it. Okay. If you want to play Tyrrell Hatton because, he's 3/4 leprechaun and he's the father of Cam Young, I get it. I do. I'm just saying, maybe don't play them together. Okay. And if you do, you sure as shit don't make Keith Mitchell the third guy in your lineup. Okay. That is what I'm telling you. Be aware of your roster construction. That's all I'm trying to tell you. All right, let's get over to my model. I make a lot of models. The models are life. And let's talk about it. I went real big on greens and regulation this week, but I did it at difficult courses. I don't care about your greens and regulation at John Deere. I care how good your greens and regulation are at difficult courses. So with that, we are looking at par 4 scoring on difficult courses, bogey avoidance on difficult courses, good drives. I don't think you need to be a bomber. It doesn't hurt, but if you can keep it in the fairway and give yourself good shots from the fairway with those long irons, I think you're going to be okay. Bermuda putting is important around here. Around the green with long rough, because if you don't know, the rough around here be real long. Difficult par 5 scoring, par 3s 200 to 225, fast greens, longer proximity, difficult 72s, long 72s, and of course course history, right? A lot of stuff. I looked at a lot of stuff this week, and you'll never believe it. John Rahm's not number 1 in my model. Rory's not number 1 in my model. Did I learn how to make a model? That it's not just always the same 2 douchebags? Let's go. Who's number 1 in my model? Number 1 in my model is Sungjae Im. What the hell? Sungjae Im is number 1 in the model this week. If you're a model guy, Sungjae, I'm in. Okay, he's the play this week. He has an incredible, immaculate history at difficult courses. I mean, look at this. And he's graded over 200 yards, number 1 in the field from 200 plus. He's good at difficult long 72s. He's good at long 72s and difficult 72s. He's good at the long par 3s. He's good around the greens. He's a good Bermuda putt. He's literally good at everything. The only thing he's not great at is 175 to 200, which actually will probably only be about 2 to 3 shots around for him. I just put it on there because I wanted to see it. So if you're just a model guy, Sungjae at 8,900, you should just be you should be falling over with joy and excitement to get Sungjae in your lineups. To me, where it really begins is up high. Rahm and Scheffler, they just have incredible win equity. I think they're just different animals these past 2 years. And I would say those guys, I would take those two's win equity over anybody. I know people are going to play Rory. I know Rory's comfortable here, but I know a little secret that most people don't. Rory's a fucking loser. All right, there's that. There's that whole middle ground, okay? If you want to just play the leverage game, if you're a guy that wants to play like Kobe, Tiger Paul that I told you about, then the play is Homa and Thomas. They're completely squeezed here. Homa and Thomas are completely squeezed between those top 3. And then I told you about this Morikawa, Zalatoris, Schauffele, Cantlay range is going to be very popular. So those guys get squeezed, right? From there, I think that there's this 8K range. There's a lot of really good forgotten players in this range, right? I think there's some Victor Hovland's not going to be very popular. People are concerned about Fitzpatrick's neck. Not a soul is going to play Jordan Spieth. Tom Kim, he missed a cut. Now he sucks. It's just all going to gravitate towards Hatton, right? And so when you know that, guys like Decky, Burns, they become incredible pivot plays. There's just so many good players. Like if Sam Burns wins this tournament this week, it ain't going to surprise a soul. And you're going to have the winner of this tournament at $8,100 at like 10%. Like, what are we doing? No, I had to play Keith. My talent told me to play him. Okay. Tigala, I'm just a believer. Yes, he sucks with the driver. But you know what? You got to be good with the driver anywhere. So if he can overcome it, I like the creativity in his game. I think he can play here. Tommy Fleetwood, when I think of long, hard courses, I will never forget being at Shinnecock Hills that Sunday when he had that round, and I was like, this guy's incredible. I will always play Tommy at long, hard courses. I made myself a promise, and I always keep them. So I get it. If you play Tommy, I do. But just know he's chalky. You could literally have Adam Scott at 1/3 his ownership. Siwoo Kim at 1/3 his ownership. Wyndham Clark, 1/5 his ownership. Is Gary Bear back? Is Gary Woodland back? I think he might be. I think Gary Woodland might be back, okay? And if he is back, $7,400 is a laughable price. In the past, Gary Woodland would have been $8,600 at this course in this field. But because we're not convinced that he's back, he's a lot cheaper. Minwoo Lee, you were going to play him at $9,700 last week, and you're not pumped to play him at $7,300 this week? Sign my ass up. Thomas Dietrich, if you don't know, he withdrew last week, but I heard it was just allergies. So if you're a Thomas Dietrich truther, I think you're going to legit, and I mean legit, get him at under 2% ownership. And I think he's a supreme talent, so I'm not afraid to go back. As I always tell you, hard courses, give me Sepp Straka. I told you that last week. What'd the big guy do? I think T5. I decided, hey, if I'm going to talk about one loser, I also ought to talk about the other loser, Patrick Rogers. Really solid model play this week if you want to know what my model says. You know, I have a thing for Danny Willett and hard courses. I'm in. I don't know how to say this. My model hates Robbie Shelton, but what you need to know is like the guy's playing legit good golf. Like if you're a ball striker, you want a guy that strikes the ball. That's off the tee and approach combined. This guy's the nuts. Like he is good. Like if he keeps this up, he is good. And look at this. He's actually good around the greens on long rough. Like is Robbie Shelton a play? Okay. Mackenzie Hughes, he will make at least 3 50-foot putts by hole 4 tomorrow, and you'll be like, why didn't I play him? Okay, just know. Mackenzie Hughes makes no sense at courses like this, yet he always performs at them. It's a thing. It's a thing. Look it up, Bob. Look it up. So those are some sleepers to consider. Those are some pivots to consider. That is kind of where the ownership is shaking down, and of course, that's what my model says, that Sung Ji Im is number 1. So that leads. Who is the one guy I'm definitely not playing this week? If you think that I am playing Donkey Dick Chuck Keith Mitchell, you haven't been watching the station. Get out of here. Keith Mitchell ain't those guys. You're not that guy, brother. You're not that guy. Give it up. But who is the one guy I'm definitely going to play? I actually have not given this any thought. I'm not even sure what the answer is. I kind of want to say Jason David. You know what? Forget Chalk Donkeys. The one guy we're definitely playing, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the answer is this. Anytime there's a time that everybody plays him, I fade him. And he sucks, and he missed the cut because all the donkeys played him. Now nobody wants to play him. You know I'm playing. Who are we playing this week? Because nobody wants to touch him with a 10-foot pole. Give them all to me. Give them to me. We're playing Jordan. We're playing Jordan Spieth. Let's go. We're playing Jordan. I'm all in on Jordan. Okay, I'm not all in, but I will play Jordan. All right, there you go. You want to know who's going to win the drawing? I got to do the F counter. I've got to do 2 drawings to win tickets that we got to build tonight after I eat dinner, you slime balls. But before we do that, just know that I have a website called DGen75. It is, without question, the fastest growing community out there. It's just me, the editor, and a couple volunteers, and we just, we're a small little thing, but we got a great little community. We treat people like people, not like numbers. We're not like tout sites. We don't give picks. We teach you how to play, but I think the best thing I can sell you on is we have the best tool out there called the Rosetta Stone, which takes all of this work that I do and it puts it into a place where you can easily go reference everything you need to make informed decisions, make a good player pool, and then go put them, either hand build them or put them in an optimizer that you feel gives you an edge. Everything you need to know is right there. I put it on there. It's all over there on my website. Come check it out. Yes, we have a Discord, but you don't have to be a part of the Discord to be on the website. You can be on the website, or you can be on the Discord, or you can be on both. It's an easy little world. We'll take care of you, brother. That's what we do. We believe in customer service. We're just a couple Oklahoma boys. That's all we is. Hey, don't forget, go like and subscribe. The big guy. We're pushing towards 3,000. Help me out. Tell a friend, because YouTube ain't going to share me. They're not going to do it. They don't like me. I say F too much. So, tell a friend, like, subscribe. You know that stuff. All right, let's get to the drawing. Over here in the chat, editor, draw me some names, you motherfather. The first one is going to be for a ticket with me tonight, so make sure to shoot me a DM. Zach Amundsen. I know that guy. Good people. Good people. I would let him babysit my child. I don't even have a child. All right, and the next one, Wade Berglund. We got legends tonight. We got legends. We're building lineups with legends tonight. And then to play me in the I'm playing Nick. I want you, Nick. I'm coming for you, brother. Wait till the Hulkamaniacs come looking for you this week. Me and Nick fight to the death. How much money's in there? Fuck. That's how much money's in there. We got to get it up to 20. I'll play you for another 100 on the side, Nick. I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared. Let's go. I want Nick's head on a spike. All right, here we go. We are getting to questions as everybody leaves now because they're just here for the giveaway, slime balls. You know what, editor? Remind me before we go. Remind me before we go. Let's do another one for all those donkey dicks that leave. Okay, we'll do one more for everybody that stays through the Q&A. Okay, we're not poors. We'll do giveaways forever. Hey, Jungle JD's in the house. Let's go. All right, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned that you should play Spieth when he's low owned. Hey, Chris, I just did the whole bit. I know you typed that like 45 minutes ago, but still, yes, I agree. If I'm probably going to play both sides of this weather edge, and he will be in that pool of my. I believe he's an AM PM guy, I believe. Yes, because I'm bringing him a showdown tomorrow. Okay, Cam Young this week. Well, Terrell Hatton is super chalky this week. Terrell Hatton is his biological father. I think that you can't deny the genetics that go into this course, right? So because of that, I think you got to be pretty open to it, Sean. That's my answer. Let's see. Hey, Thomas, thanks for saying that, man. Don't recognize your name. Way to get in here. Player pool size for 105 lineups. So when I do 105 lineups, I keep it right around 24 to 25. Okay, that's my answer, Rashad. And I usually play about 4 of those guys right around 50% of my lineup. So they're eating up a big chunk of that space, right? Motherfather, who's ready for carnage? Oh, Nick, you're ready for carnage when I smack you around at week long for our F counter. Wait, did I even get up to? Are they even counting? I don't even see them count. I don't see the screen moving. Whatever. Brian John, I didn't make one lineup yet. That means I'm not a new guy. That is correct, Brian. Welcome to the club. You are now a wily veteran. Let's see here. I know you love your tout sites. Which one is your favorite? You know what? I do shit on tout sites a lot, but just know, this is being very sincere. Not all tout sites are bad. There are some ones that do a really good job. I actually like two of them, and it might just be because I have buddies at both of them. But if I had to pick two tout sites, I would definitely be Stochastic, and it would be Rumpure. Those are the two that the rest of them can, kick rocks. But those are the two I like. I will be open that I have friends at both of them, but I still think they do a good job. I'm just anti people like selling picks and be like, here's my picks, I guarantee you'll win. That shit's fucking scammy. I hate it. Let's see, what else do we got here? Any updates on Sam Ryder? Kyle, I know nothing about that, brother. Nothing about it. I'm sorry. I had heard some rumblings, but I got nothing new for you. I really don't. If I did, I'd tell you, brother. Delbert, thoughts on Killer Keith besides the fact that he's donkey chalk this week? I mean, I get it. He's playing well, but you'll just never convince me in this lifetime that that he is a better golfer than Sam Burns, Hideki Matsuyama, or Sahith Theegala. Not going to do it. You're not going to do it, Bob. I don't care how good his visor looks on him. It looks stupid. The visor and the rope hat. Okay, I'd rather wear a bucket hat than a rope hat or a stupid visor. Get out of here. All right, are you playing any kicking the nuts this week? I am, Corey. I told myself I'm only gonna play a few $100 this week, and I'm pretty sure last time I looked, I'm in over $3K. I'm not happy about it. You try sweaty hards. That is us. Have you liked the video yet? Trace gets it. Can I get your picks? Yeah. About as soon as you can get a kick in the nuts. Oh wait, no, you're gonna get that at week long. So bad example. Eric Cole, very low ownership. I got him less than 2%, Kirk, and I actually think that there's something to that. I was impressed by the guy last week. I think this course might be a little long for him. I think I like him at those tighter, tough courses like PGA National last week. But you know what? The guy's playing well, and recent form is probably the most underappreciated thing that we talk about in this industry. Is going 5-1 a.m. p.m. wave week too long, being too contrarian, the max amount of sell you would leave on the table this week? No, here's what I would say. If you're going to go 5-1, why not just go 6-0? I guess if you're just doing one single entry, that's okay. But why not just go with the complete correlation in case that your side of the wave hits? Now you've got 6 guys that were on the good side that really had a chance to roast the course. As for leaving money on the table this week, if you want to get Rahm in your lineup, I don't see how you could possibly leave more than 500 on the table. That's what I would say. Are you doing any PR Open lineups? If so, any specific things you're looking for there? What the hell is PR Open? I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell. I'll be the first to tell you I'm a little toasty. Probably can't think right now. PR. Personal record. Oh, Puerto Rico Open. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. What about Justin Rose this week? I think he's sneaky. Justin Rose at hard courses is a thing. He will be 4 under through 6 or 4 over through 6. You mark it down. Let's see. Brennan Todd week. What were all these question marks here? I hope my shit didn't go out. Brennan Todd week. I don't like Brennan Todd. He actually is pretty good at long, hard courses, Cooper, which kind of surprised me when I was doing my research. But typically speaking, he doesn't fit what I want. But I would say that the model says differently. I will say that. Brennan Todd, not a bad player at long, hard courses. Only playing PM AM. Joe, I'm going to wait as long as I can tonight before I make that decision. Fortunately, with the solver, I can do that. But I'm probably leaning towards doing something like a 60-40 split. I'll make 2 pools and play both ways because I'm a bitch. Fading the 10K range. Balanced lineups look nice. Oh, dude. If the first guy in your lineup is Schauffele, you can build some sexy lineups, right? And the last guy in your lineup is usually something like, I don't know, Aaron Wise or Pendrith. I mean, you can build some sick lineups this week if you avoid 10Ks. In the 20 max, are you a fan of cascading? My 3rd week here. Love the content. I actually am, Mike H. I believe Rick Runga was the one that first really started pushing the cascading thing, which is basically, for all of you that don't know, that's where let's just say you have 5 core guys, right? And you take 4 of them and you put it in a lineup and you go fill those last 2. And you go do that numerous times with different guys. And then you take another of those 4 and you go put them in a lineup and you fill in the last 2. And you just make sure that basically, 5, 6 guys of your super core are in something like 60, 70, 80% of your lineups. And then if that core hits, now you have a whole bunch of bullets and you can mix and match those last 2 spots. And now instead of having to hit a whole lineup of 6, you basically just have to hit a lineup of 2. And that's where it's at. So yeah, I really like that method, especially in a 20 max. I think it is super good for 20 maxes. Okay. I'm starting lineups in the 9K enough to be different in large field contests. No. I think a lot of people, their first guy in their lineup is going to be Will Zalatoris. I think that will be a very common build. And then you go grab Cantlay, and then you go grab probably Day, and then you're probably going to grab Keith Mitchell, and you can just build like a lineup that's going to look so good to your eyes. But let me go ahead and tell you the ending of the story, Sean. If the lineup looks good to your eyes, it's going to suck balls. There you go. I told you. There's the ending of the story. Favorite 8K player this week. Let me get my model up real quick. Jason Day. I'm leaning PM AM players this week, but I'm going to use AM PM players that I think are elite ball strikers. I think that's a great idea, Devin. If you're going to play guys from the opposite wave, they got to be one of two things: incredible ball strikers or good players, right? I would not be trying to get cute. And if, like, say, let me just give you a quick example. If Bo Hostler is on the wrong side of the wave that you want, I wouldn't get cute and try to be like, this is a Bo week. Like, I would just fade him, right? If Brian Harmon is on the opposite side of the wave that you like, I would not play him. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Because he's not good. Okay, did I miss anything, you motherfucker? I hope not. You're one guy that you're definitely not playing. I already said it, Wade. The one guy I'm definitely playing is Nick. Thoughts on power this week? I actually think, power at long, hard courses is a real thing, Christian. Mamoto really likes him. He's really good at these kind of courses, and he's been playing better. And honestly, if you go look at the stone over there on the site, he's actually quite a bit underpriced. He should probably be more like 7,800, 7,900. Disappointment in injury lineups incoming. Decky Fitz and M. I will tell you, Decky, his guy that talked about the neck injury before, said a thing about his neck injury. So he might get a little anti-steam. Fitz is having some neck issues, which is, that's a medical thing because he's a giraffe. And Sungjae, I guess I don't know about the Sungjae. What is his injury? Sucking too much last week? Rombo, Rory, or Homa? In a vacuum, Rombo. I think he's on another level right now. Playing the game from leverage point, Homa, 100% of the time. Biggest loser, I'll give it to Rory. Are you going to make any lineups in the alternative PGA contests? I probably not, Rough Riders. Probably not. I'm already overextended on week long, way more than I wanted to play. Messing around with Rainmakers at all? I saw that, T-Swin. I am interested. I actually sent Jesse a DM about it. I'm like, is this a real thing? Is this going to be cool? And I'm going to kind of let him. If he gets into it and he sells me on it, I might be warm to it, okay? But, I trust Jesse's opinion. How much wind could a wind find if a wind find could find wood? Enough to blow Matt Fitzpatrick down the fairway. Any thoughts on the Netflix Full Swing? I'll tell you this, Mike. I watched the first 3 episodes, and I have been dragging my feet watching anymore. I don't know. I guess I can only handle being told that there's a cut after 36 holes 57 times before I've had enough of it. I get it. It's for the casuals. But, Jesus, how many times you got to say the same thing? Okay. Are you going to be playing? Oh, we already answered that one. So what percentage of people are playing weekly DK or wave stacking? About 6 to 8% will be the answer there, Star-Lord. That's why, people are like, man, I wish Mayo wouldn't talk about weather. Dude, do you understand? Mayo is the GOAT of this industry. He has the biggest audience by far, and he probably reaches maybe 6% of all the people that will play lineups this week. There are so many guys that don't even know this little ecosystem exists. So you got to remember that the people who are even giving thought to wave stacking, some of those people that will wave stack this week will literally just do it on accident. They're not even giving any thought to it. It just so happened that 6 guys from the same side ended up in there. So I would guarantee you the number's less than 10%. Satellites for the win. Well, David, you're filthy rich. You can do that, okay? When you've won a millionaire, you go play all the satellites ever. I will tell you this. I think if you're talking about satellites, the one nice thing I can say about satellites, David, is there does tend to be some really good overlays. And if you can go grab a 22-22 ticket or a 44-44 ticket because, it's 60% overlaid, I think those are very plus EV things to do. And then you can go get in a millionaire contest and win $1 million like that guy did. Do you think Brian Harmon being left-handed is the way this course is set up will give an advantage with the wind? Kenneth, that whole hitting a fade, hitting a draw, left-handed, right-handed stuff, I just don't buy it. I think it's a lot. Uh-oh. Nick gave a super chat and the Nightbot deleted it? What did it say? What did he do? Uh-oh. I know he didn't say anything inappropriate. Appreciate you, Nick. I hope the editor deleted it. And the funny thing is you're actually feeding him. All right, who is your favorite value guy? I really like Danny Willett, man. I'm a Danny Willett at hard courses kind of guy, and he seems to be kind of in good form. And when Danny's in a good mental place, he does well. Hashtag 2016 Masters. All right, besides Patrick Rogers, are you a Blake Shelton fan? Sorry, Robbie Shelton. Okay, not a Blake Shelton fan, but I think I'm warming up to this Robbie Shelton guy. When I looked at his stats this week, Jean, I was like, holy cow, this guy is a thing. This guy is a thing. Part of the big guys. It's an elite group, Anthony. Let's see. Thoughts on Rose. I said this earlier, Jonathan. I'm pretty warm to him. Like, the fact that everybody's forgetting about him, and I can get a guy who I think, if we're playing the old guys are coming back narrative, who's more of an old guy coming back than Justin Rose? That would be the point that I would make. All right, how do I balance my field correctly and get proper exposure? Well, first of all, it depends on how many lineups you're making, right? So if you're making 20 lineups, try keeping your player pool down to like 15 guys. If you're doing 50 lineups, try to keep it around 21. If you're doing 100 lineups, try to keep it around 25. When you keep that player pool really tight, it will allow you to get 2x your ownership. Go find good ownership projections. I would encourage you to use mine. And then from that, you want to make sure that you are getting exposure to at least 2x whatever they are. So John Rahm, 17%, get him in 35% of your lineups, right? Can't wait for Not a Poor Guy to run through the weather. There are a lot of those guys. Well, Nick got deleted again? What happened here? I don't know. Did Nick get in trouble? I cannot believe that. All right, how do I hey, editor, while we're at it, before I forget, it's 7:55, editor. I want you to do another drawing for another ticket tonight. 7:55. Should I that's Lord's time zone for all you out there in slapdick time zone. Should I totally avoid the 6Ks? Darren, I think that there's a path to avoid him. If the last guy in your lineup is something like Sepp Straka or Aaron Wise or Ryan Harmon, I think you're going to like that a lot, right? But there's some guys in the 6Ks I'm more than comfortable playing. The thing about tough tournaments like this is a lot of these guys should be 7,400 and they're 6,800. And so there's really good players at really good values down there. So I'm not afraid to go down there. Will Jordan learn to putt from 2 feet this week? Not likely, Wombat, especially after I just mushed him by making him the one guy I'm playing this week. Wasting cash throwing axes at 7K, guys. Yeah, I mean, these 7, as I just said, these guys under 7K this week are not your normal guys down there. No ranch water tonight? Okay, well, first of all, I'm trying not to drink and so if you don't know, we're doing a big DGen 75 retreat to the Dell Match Play, which I believe is less than 3 weeks away, and I want to save all my drinking for there, so I'm trying not to drink for the next 3 weeks until then, because I know that my liver is going to get quite the workout that week. Will the wind cause them to suspend play on Friday and pick it up again Saturday? Ryan, I addressed that earlier when talking about the wind. I just don't see how they could possibly get this tournament done. Because if you delay, let's say you delay it Friday afternoon, they won't pick up again until Saturday morning. And now you're cramming Friday afternoon's round into Saturday morning, and you're going to have winds? I just don't think it's likely. I don't think it's likely. But I will say it is a possibility. I would say less than 10%, but it could be the thing that makes that wave have a huge edge. Live on air, which one of your sleepers you want us versus sleepers, Billy? Event for drinks. Oh, Billy already owes me from our other bet. He keeps trying to say he won. I will take Danny Willett versus any guy you want to play in the 6Ks. There you go, Billy. Me versus you. Me versus Nick and me versus Billy. I'm taking down all my buddies. He will also be in the Dell Match Play with me. He's helping me organize the trip. What ownership rules would help me as an MME player? What ownership rules? Yeah, the 2X rule, man. It's the easiest thing in the world. Whatever their projected ownership is, you do not allow any play in your player pool to be at least 2X. And then I also make another rule, which makes it really tricky. I don't have any guy in my player pool. I will never play them at less than 8 to 10%. Even if they're projected at 1%, if I'm going to put them in my player pool, I'm going to have them in at least 8 to 10% of my lineups. That's my rule. And when you do that, that will really help consolidate your player pool and keep it nice and toy like a toiga. All right, how much are you weighing course history? I like it, but it's not a deal breaker. Like, if no one was going to play Cantlay this week, I was going to go skipping through the meadow, excited to play Cantlay. I like course history. It can be a good thing, but it's not a deal breaker for me, right? Like if somebody's never played here before, it's not like, well, I can't play him. He's never played here before. No, that ain't the case. Tom Kim ain't never played here before. I don't give a shit. That's what I say. How do I get your projections in the solver? You reach out to on Twitter at the DGen editor, shoot him a DM, he'll get you all fixed up. He just has to add you to the email list, I think. Mayo liking Thirsty Lawrence at 6,100. Will that make him higher owned? Yeah, I mean, Mayo moves the needle for sure, but he ain't going to get above like 1 or 2%. If you like Thirsty Lawrence, go play him. Okay? Once again, as I told you, as big as his audience is and as many people as he reaches, it is such a minuscule amount of people compared to how many people will play PGA DFS this week. You guys got to realize that we all live in this little bubble, right? To us, he's the biggest thing, but to like a lot of people, they don't even know him, right? They definitely don't know me. What's the nut lineup? a guy who fades all the chalk. There it is. There it is. I gave you the hard truth. Christopher, don't recognize your name. Welcome, brother. Do you play contrarian when playing single entry? Matter of fact, Christopher, great question. I try to be even more contrarian at single entry because if you don't know, in single entry, ownership pools even more. So let's take a guy like Killa Keith, and let's say he's going to be 18% in the big $20 this week. He'll be something like 25 to 28% in a $100 single entry. So yes, I fade the chalk even harder in single entries. And then my guys, like, let's say I really like a pivot like Tom Kim, right? And he's going to be 8% in the big $20. He'll be something like 4% in the $100 single entry. So it's a great chance to be really aggressive. All right, let's see. Don't forget, 1 minute, editor, drop the next drawing. Am I a fool for locking Cole Shelton? Notice I didn't say sink. Am I a fool to lock in Cole and Shelton? Notice I didn't say sink. I don't know if I'd lock him in. I'm never a big fan of playing 100% of a guy that's so volatile. That's just too much gambling for me. But you do you, boo. You do you. Let's see. Let me scroll down here. Did we do another winner? And the winner is Ricardo. I know that guy too. All the champions are hitting tonight. Ricardo, we're building a lineup tonight. Might have already been building the lineup with him. He might have won the listener league contest. All right, let's see here. We're going to go about 5 more minutes, man. Let's go. Fleetwood, I love him, Zach. I do. That's why I'm struggling to call him Donkey Chalk, because I don't want to play Donkey Chalk, Zach. Let's see here. How you feeling about Scotty in this weather? I think Scotty's a creative player, and I don't buy that any of that shit bothers him. I think he's a guy that can win. I think his game travels to any course. When he's dialed in and he's doing Scotty creative shit, he's awesome. You know what he is? He's really good Tigala. That's what he is. All right, Jeff asks, which 2 players in the 7K range will be the lowest owned with the most upside? Dietrich will be one of them. And who's another really low owned guy with big upside? I'm going to go with a low. Okay, so Dietrich is going to be one, and I'm going to go with a little guy named Lucas Hebert. No one's going to play him. Both those guys will be under 3%. And they might also miss the cut, but they do it. Both those guys can get hot. Which player price is the lowest you're going? The lowest guy, there's actually a guy at 6,000 I'm considering. Watch my sleepers video over on the website. You'll see. Do you think that a lot of donkeys are going to play 2 95+ guys? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that makes them donkeys for doing that. If you start a lineup, Homa, Thomas, that would be a donkey in your rule, and I think that's a super shot start because you are basically can do whatever the fuck you want with the rest of your lineup, and you are already so much different than everybody else just by starting with those 2 guys. So I don't think that's super donkey. I think the super donkey play is going to be Rory and then everybody will grab either Zalatoris, Schauffele, Cantlay, or who the hell was the other one? Zalatoris, Schauffele, Cantlay, or I guess, Morikawa. Someone will grab one of those 2 for their next, right? I think that's more donkey in my opinion. Did Big Bo Hostler anyone? Oh, did I? Dumpy Bo at hard courses is kind of a thing. He didn't jump off the page to me this week, but, in his defense, he doesn't look like he does a lot of jumping. All right. At Degen, 2 totes from Discord. What up, you motherfather? How do you feel about Homa? I mean, dude, what I always say about Homa, I love Max Homa at long, hard courses. That's what I do. And this is a long, hard course. So why the F not? Why not, Bob? Why not? Especially if I'm going to get him at under 15% ownership. I mean, I know we don't want to believe that Max Homa is the 4th best player in this field. Like, people don't think of him like that. But if you look at the results from the past year, he kind of is, Bob. He kind of is. Have you seen full swing? I've seen the first 3. It's meh. I mean, it's okay. It's better than most of the stuff. I'm just going to hold out for Ted Lasso Season 3. Starting your lineup at Hovland too low? Yes, I think so. You're just giving up way too much win equity. From Cantlay up, I would bet that like 50% of the win equity is just there. So basically, there's a 50% chance that you're not going to have the winner just starting at Hovland. That's what I would say, Jeff. It's just you're just giving up too much. I like power this week. Don't blame you. Is Kobe that Clemson guy? Yes, he's that Clemson guy. What's for dinner? Shrimp dip. Cash and Showdown Cash and Showdown Thursday and Friday. Yes, definitely, Mark. Go watch my round 1 video. Dude, what is Nick doing? He got all of his message deleted by the Nightbot. I cannot wait to hear this story. He's gonna be pissed. Thoughts on Taylor Montgomery this week? Man, I haven't heard a word about him. Not a word. I will tell you this. I feel like he might be hitting the wall a little bit. I need to see him snap out of it before I play him. And I'm also not convinced that he's a guy that plays well at long, hard courses. That'd be my concern. Will Kirk go back-to-back? Not a chance. I feel like this is a terrible spot. He's a guy that, if he plays really well, I could see him still getting a top 20, but I just don't think he offers any elite upside this week, especially compared to the guys around him. Hit the like button. Jonathan gets it. Only 104 likes with 228 people in here. What are we doing? 300 people watching DJ. Hey, first I got up to 300 people, Sean. Let's go. Never broke 300 before. I was pumped about 270 last week. All right. What percentage of your lineups will be a full 100%, Chris? I'm gonna. To me, it's just I like the correlation, right? I'm gonna do two little small pools of players. I'm gonna do a PM AM and an AM PM. Two different stacks. Keep them really tight. Probably go really heavy on players. I fucking hate week long this week. I want to just play showdown, but they're already reserved. Might as well play them now. These lineups ain't gonna win themselves, Bob. All right, got $50 super and no loses. Sorry, because spam bots, we can't allow excessive caps. Oh, that's all he was doing was putting caps? He must have been real fired up. Giddy up. The bot deleted Nick. I cannot wait to hear this story. Did Decky WD? I haven't seen that if he did. If he did, that's happened since the stream started. Uno. 1114. Okay, not yet, but him and Fitz are hurt. I've heard that too. Favorite player below 7K, Danny Willett. What excessive visors, Nipa? I don't know what that means. Did you hear Tambo say that Heineke today make you chuckle? What? What did he say? Heineke? I guess I don't remember that part. I might have been at the Chick-fil-A drive-thru when that part happened. It's been a bad day for the big guy. Got a little. I stressed ate. Okay. Taylor Montgomery or Gary Woodland? Gare Bear. I mean, if the ownership was different, I'd say play Taylor Montgomery for the leverage, but their ownership's actually relatively close. Should I be considering Jason Day Elite now? I think you should be considering Jason Day Elite at the right courses, and this does seem like the kind of place you want to play him. But at the same time, that's a lot of chalk to eat. Brosif. Hey, did you know that the PGA golfers don't make the cut? They don't get paid? I've heard that once or twice, Star-Lord. Hey, my pleasure, Brian. What's your favorite top guy to eject tomorrow? Oh, man, that's a good question. It's going to be somebody in the afternoon. Somebody in the afternoon is going to shoot a +6. I don't even have all my tee times memorized. I'm going to say somebody fun. Victor Hovland. No, I think he's morning. Sung J M, because he's number one in my model. Straight catapult his ass. He's going to get trebuchet out of there. Are we going to do Norn this week? I mean, I'm kind of warm to it, Christian. He's hurt me so much he can't hurt me anymore. I'm numb to him. Spieth season? Oh yeah. We're in there. Who's your favorite play under 6,500? Mackenzie Hughes. I typed all caps. I'm in trouble. Nick, you animal. How does Tom Hoagie look in your model, bro? Let me look at my model real quick. Where's Tom Hoagie? I don't even know Tom Hoagie's price off the top of my head. I assume he's 7,300 or something. That's where he should be priced. Look at that. I'm so good at this. He's really good in my model. He's really good, which is weird because I kind of think of Hoagie as a birdie course kind of guy. But the model don't lie, man. The model don't lie. All right, so Ben Griffin versus Danny Willett. Love the skirting Super Bowl. Oh, Billy. Okay, you're just going to lie to the people. All right, so Ben Griffin versus Danny Willett. You guys, we have it written down this time, so Billy can't cheat this time. Dustin Drexel, Hadwin? Yeah. I mean, this course might be a little long for him, but weirdly enough, Hadwin's actually kind of like not bad at long, hard courses. Look, he's 24th in my model. And he puts the ball in the fairway. That's a good place to be. And he can make 12-foot par putts like a champion because that's usually what he has every hole. Are you going to start putting out content for Rainmakers? Yeah, I'm not opposed to it, Micah. I'm not. If I get into it, I definitely will. My wife says, me looking at the Rosetta Stone, she said, wow, did you do that? Couldn't lie. You should have said yes. I spent about an hour on it. That's what you should have told her. Just Tom Kim thoughts. If no one wants to play, I am a little worried that he's getting a little run down and like maybe he's hitting kind of that rookie wall like Montgomery. But if nobody wants to play him, you kind of just play the talent there, right? Especially to get off that hat and chalk. He's legit going to be a third the ownership. All right, let's see. Oh, I can smell dinner right now. It's in me nostrils. It's where it's at. All right, last question. Javi week, I don't like him, but to be fair, I never like him. Is Ryan Fox way underpriced given his world ranking? He wasn't playing that great, Jason. Over. I put that on the Rosetta Stone. All right. Thoughts on Wyndham Clark? No one's playing him. I think he's worth a look. That's it, guys. It's been real. I hope you've enjoyed this show. I appreciate 200, almost 300 of you being here tonight. We will be back Friday for round 3 Showdown Hoedown, round 4 Showdown Hoedown. If you want round 2 and round 1 Showdown content, come check out my website, djin75.com. Don't be afraid to reach out to me or the editor if you have any questions. Sign up for the solver if you want to make lineups tonight and have them be good. I think that's it. I think my time is up, and I think you're going to enjoy this outro.